Nice. What was it on? Well, fuck yeah. Fair enough. You still turned in your share of the situation, though, right? You said it was. Mm. I see. See. Well, but you're learning how to do this stuff, right? Yeah, it's true. Mm. Well, did you like? I mean, there was an opportunity to learn there. Did you? Do you feel like you learned stuff from the experience? Yeah. Right. Yeah, you know. Right. Yeah, it sounds pretty fucking tough, man. It does not sound easy by any means. Just want to make that clear. FIFA 20, 23. Mm. Well, sounds like he's got some pretty good fucking player, or a pretty good player, or at least I was gonna say a pretty good team, but at least a pretty good player. You got it. You got it. You got it, Claude. The only thing you have to do is stop one man. Well, you know he's got Mbopper at least. The schloppy Mbopper.
Right to be number one. It's the coach. This is Madden football on EA Sports. Straight ahead. It's a battle of the top two teams
playing like super aggressive.
I'll be back at halftime with some
Mm.
of these stats and scores from Sunday's action. But for now, it's Monday Night Football. And to call the action, here are Brandon Gardner and Charles Davis.
Coach, thanks. We're about 12 miles south of the future home of the Chargers at the current home of the Chargers, and that's Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. Tonight, we wrap up Week 11 with a good Monday nighter between the Raiders and our team. Hi, everybody. Brandon Gordon alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Charger club entering play here. They've certainly got it rolling of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And it's simple. The more you win in the regular season, the more likely you play at home in the postseason, and that can take you deep into January.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, they come in riding high. Just one loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
The NFL season has hit high gear. Off we go.
Just tap into it. Muscle memory.
This is taken at the 3. And a good return. They stop just shy
You
of
got
the
it.
40-yard line. So here comes the Raider offense now on the field. And they will be led out by their 6'6" quarterback.
And this could be a whole lot of fun because if his game plan goes into effect early, we're going to see some shots downfield, aren't we? What did he talk to us about? Stretching the field. Wants to open things up for not just his receivers, but for anything underneath.
Well, that was the theme, the front page of the sports section. What they calling this, right? Possible air raid. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches view that, right? Who gave away the game plan? I think it's pretty obvious that that'll help them win.
The numbers for him from a week ago. 11 carries, 91 yards, and a touchdown.
He's been a huge part of their winning streak because he establishes not just an identity and a tone, but the team relies on. He takes care of the football, he gains yards for it, chews up clock, and that's been a big part of why they're winning games lately.
And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They establish the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense.
What the fuck?
He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. Here is blown up in the backfield.
What is good?
What up, wacko?
Oh, nothing much. We're gonna see how tomorrow goes. I made another big mistake today at work.
Oh, dang.
I fucking one of the I don't remember what it's fucking called. One of these pan things that we use to keep soup in.
Yeah.
Well, since the cooling and recovery cooling and recovery rack was completely full of stuff, I thought it'd be alright for me to just put it in a new pan and then fucking just put it into the walk-in, because the walk-in's like super fucking cold anyways.
Right.
Well, because I did that, it was technically not good because it wasn't like in a 2-inch pan, so it'll cool down fast enough to get out of the danger zone so we can use it again tomorrow. Well, because I didn't do that, I fucking got a whole bunch of text messages of what I did wrong, and fucking one of the bosses wants me to go and fucking take the fucking, the fucking food handlers test again. And it's like, just for one piece of information, I'm not gonna fucking take that test. I looked it up online to know what I did wrong, but I'm not gonna spend money and take a fucking test again, no. Just for one piece that I can fucking look up online. So we're gonna see how tomorrow goes. And I could get let go or fucking whatever the hell they want to do, but they're the ones that fucking brought me back into the kitchen without any experience. And it's like, yeah, I've been doing it for months and fucking, making sure to put it in a 2-inch pan and put it on the cooling and recovery rack, but because the cooling and recovery rack was completely full today, I thought it would just be alright.
Yeah.
And it says that as long as it gets down to, what do you call it?
41.
Yeah, 41 degrees within 2 hours, and it was tomato soup, I thought that, hey, it'd probably be fine.
Wait, so was the problem that you put it in the wrong fridge, or was the problem that it didn't cool down fast enough?
Well, no, like it just wasn't in the right pan. It was in like this.
Oh, it was in a deeper pan that was narrower or something?
It was in a deeper pan that was like tall instead of wide. And I thought it would be fine and, be cool enough within 2 hours since our freaking walk-in is so goddamn cold.
No, I mean, it makes sense to me. That's why I'm curious.
I'm trying to, they want it in 2-inch pans and always follow to the rule. But if there's no room on the cooling and recovery rack, it's like, where am I supposed to put it even if I put it in a 2-inch pan?
So the cooling recovery rack is is it a 2-door fridge
rack.
or is a one? Oh, it's just a speed rack?
It's a speed rack and a big ass walk-in.
So there's a whole separate walk-in for this speed rack?
It's just one speed rack in the cooling and recovery fridge.
Oh, it's in the fridge. Oh, okay.
It's in the walk-in next to the door that's constantly being, open and closed throughout the day.
Right. So it's not as warm. Or it's not as cold as the rest of the fridge.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I know I messed up. But, like, I brought this up to them many times that I should not be in charge of my own station for various reasons. I should, like, be partnered with somebody and, like, shown the ropes and what to do and fucking learning different techniques of how to handle my own station. But
wait, so you weren't trained on the station?
I wasn't trained on shit. They just brought me back there. I've been back there for about 4 months now, and I've been slowly learning new techniques on, like, how to prepare food faster and fucking how to store it and what to do. It's a lot to fucking take in when you don't have any fucking experience doing it.
Oh, I completely understand. Completely understand.
So I brought it up to him many times that I shouldn't be in charge of my own station. I shouldn't.
Okay.
I work on a campus where it's free lunch, and there's no exact numbers of what you should make every single day. It's like it could be more, it could be less. You never know what the hell is gonna happen. And it's like, with that kind of campus, I feel like every station needs somebody that has a lot more experience than I do.
Right.
And, like, I don't mind working alongside that person and fucking, like, building my experience to where I can work by myself, but I shouldn't be by myself.
Yeah, man. I mean, I was going to ask, have you taken that food safety test before?
I've taken the food handler's test, but I've never taken, like, anything beyond that. And in the food handler's test, it doesn't tell you anything about, like, 2-inch pans and shit.
No, I completely agree. I personally, and I mean, the rule is it's supposed to get down to a certain temperature by a certain amount of time. So regardless of how it's done, that's supposed to be the case. But at the same time,
even if I do put it in a 2-inch pan, I'm not there to temp it 2 hours later and make sure it's all right.
Well, at the same time, like, did they temp it 2 hours later and they found out that it wasn't all right, or were they just mad that you put it in the pan altogether?
He's just mad that I put it in that pan altogether.
Okay, fair enough.
And when he temped it, it was probably, let me see, I put it in there at about 2:45. He tempted it at, like, I think it was at like 3:30 when he was texting me 45 minutes later, and on the thermometer it said it was at 80 degrees.
Okay, so that's kind of fucking okay. Fuck that piece of information. Let's just say fuck that whole situation for a second.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is that, like, just personally, all the places I've gone, if I've been trained in a lot of ways, in fucking kitchens
Mhm.
specifically, and the place that was the most impactful and taught me the most was the place in which, like, I felt comfortable asking questions, but not only that, people were answering the questions that I might have before I even ask them. Like, they're telling me really useful information about the important shit. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised they're not training you. Were you working in that kitchen before?
No.
So when you say
Like there are
they
certain
brought you
things
back
that
into the kitchen, it's because you were working as in custodial work, right? Am I wrong?
well, I was in janitorial and then I started working in front of the house kiosk and then they came to me about 4 months ago and asked me to come back to the kitchen
And then
to come
they
work
didn't ask
and
you for any
then
training at all, or they didn't ask you for any
no,
certifications.
nope. I
Okay,
told them that I had no experience. I had no experience going back to the kitchen when they first asked me to come back.
okay,
And it's like, and then I'm like, slowly learning stuff over the 4 months
right.
of like what to do and what not to do and all that. And I know that if I would have put it in a 2-inch pan and put it on someone's shelf, I would have got bitched at for doing that.
Well, I mean, there's something to be said that it wasn't taken out after 2 hours. It wasn't temped after 2 hours. I think there's also something to be said that the speed rack was full. So maybe like, what is the solution if, like, was there shit on there that
Yeah.
was cold that someone else didn't take off? There's all that shit, and it's like, what the fuck? But
Yeah, it's like,
I
and the
also,
thing is, I know that there's stuff sitting on the speed rack that's been in there since the morning and nobody's taken their shit out. So it's like, alright, I'm in the wrong for leaving in the pan. Why don't you go and fucking text everybody that fucking is like leaving the shit on the speed rack all day and not changing it out? Or putting it in a fucking Cambro so there's more room on the speed rack so I wouldn't have made that mistake.
and also I would say, if you're gonna hire someone on without training and expect them to do everything right, and I'm not saying this is a testament to how you are working or how you are as a worker. I'm just saying,
Mm-hmm.
specifically in a kitchen, because there's so much fucking shit to remember when you're doing
Right.
things in a kitchen, like that need to be right. They
Mm-hmm.
have to be done the right fucking way. To hire someone on to be in the kitchen and then not ask them for, proof that they have at least passed a test on this fucking information is
Yeah.
it's extremely unprofessional. I
Oh
feel
yeah,
like
like
that's just really not fucking cool.
the guy that they hired to be the fucking sous chef has been in the industry for I want to say 2 or 3 years
Okay.
before so like he went to college. All right, you went to college, then he came out of college and he went to work at I think a hotel. Then he went to work at Boeing, and then he came here to then he came to T-Mobile, and they after a few different things that happened and a couple sous chefs, then they decided to hire this guy. But he's never been a manager before, and he doesn't know how to handle certain situations or how to talk to people.
Jeez.
And yeah, he's in this new day and age. I could easily get him fired going to fucking HR about the way that he be talking to people sometimes and the attitude that he comes into work with. It's like you're
Well, I
toxic as
mean,
hell, dude.
I think the biggest thing from this is, you know, well, the question I had too is how much is that training in your state?
I don't even know. It's like the food handler's card is $10.
Yeah, so I mean, on one hand, I think it's really dumb that they didn't ask you to do this before you were hired on, and on the other hand,
Yeah,
this it does teach you a shit ton about, like, it just kind of makes you feel a little bit more knowledgeable and comfortable about what you're doing if you know what they, or if you if you have that information in your brain when you're working. That's all I
yeah.
could really say. But
But at the same time,
it's really silly that they didn't have you certify for that. If they're
yeah.
gonna hold you to such a high, if they're gonna hold you that standard and then be pissed off at you when you make, in my opinion, what is a small mistake. It's like you don't have
Yeah,
enough tomato soup to make another batch. Like you
some bit.
need to be ready for when someone makes a mistake as well, not just get mad at them when they do make a mistake.
Right. Yeah, it's just like last week. All last week, they had tomato soup in the same pans that I used inside the fucking walk-in. Even after the day that they had, even after the day they made it. I don't know if they cooked it first and then put it in those pans, or if they just made it in the Cambro, put it in those pans, and then fucking just stored it in the fridge like that. But even if they did that, it's still the wrong way to store it.
Well, maybe they consolidated in that situation.
Yeah, because to my knowledge, all the tomato soup ingredients is kept at room temperature. Like it comes from a can.
Right.
It doesn't come like they don't just make it by hand and
It
fucking.
doesn't come.
No, it comes in a can. It's like V8 tomato juice that and V8 tomato soup that they open out of the can, and then I think they take like some. There's some other like tomato puree or whatever the fuck that they use to fucking mix in with it and a few other herbs, but you're still like using a mixer to mix it, which is heating it up, and then you're putting it in to like these same pans that I used, and fucking then putting it into the cooling and recovery rack. Because I've seen the way that they've made it sometimes, and then you temp it, and it's still like around like 80, 90 degrees, because it goes from room temperature to the friction causes it to heat up from mixing it, and then fucking you temp it, it's still at 80, 90 degrees, and you still got to put it into the fucking cooling and recovery rack. Still in a 2-inch pan, but last week what I seen, it was still in the same pan that I used, and then put into the fucking fridge. But
Mm.
even cooling and recovery, when put into the fridge, after 45 minutes, it was already at 80 degrees. Another hour and 15 minutes, I bet you anything it would have been under the 41-degree mark.
Yeah, that's what I
Because
was thinking, dude. That's what I was thinking because if you're gonna get mad at someone for that kind of shit, if they're gonna do it in the way that's not exactly perfect, that's one thing. But if they've, like, I don't know what to say. Like, if you're not fucking the food up, you don't know if that's gonna be the case. Like, you temp it out. Maybe
yeah.
and hell, maybe they did temp it out at after 2 hours. Maybe that's what they did. Is
Oh,
they just
he sent me a picture 45 minutes later of fucking what the temperature was at and what it was in, and it said 80 degrees 45 minutes later, and it's like another hour and 15 minutes, and I bet you would have been in the safe zone.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna bring that up to him
I
tomorrow,
kind of
but
agree. Well, I think it's worth saying, like, at least, like, you could
no, this man's attitude, if he fucking goes off on me because I were to bring up something like that, I would quit on the spot and be like, I'm fucking done.
I mean, in my opinion, you would be fucking just in quitting if he would have get upset about you saying, like, I'm sorry that I used the wrong pan, and also I thought that it would be under 41 within 2 hours.
Oh yeah, it's just like
You just gotta tell them what you were thinking as well, because maybe they're just like, maybe they're thinking you were doing it in a way that was neglectful, but you were actually, it sounds like, I mean, and from what you said, you were doing it in a way that was purposeful, and like you thought you were doing the right thing,
Oh yeah.
and that's not bad, that's just misguided. And that misguided thought is because of the fact that they didn't say, hey, you gotta get training before you come in our kitchen. And that's,
literally
in
what
my
they should
opinion, that's
do.
not on you, dude, because I've worked in kitchens where they don't do that, and it shows in the
Yeah.
same way that you just described. It's
And
completely harmless, but at the same time it happens.
one of the on this website that I went to where fucking they did a study and all that, and I was reading about it. They make chili at my work for barbecue, right? And it says that chili needs to be able to go from uh, wherever you cooked it at out of the danger zone within an hour. And I know for a fact that they've panned it into 2-inch pans, put it on a cooling and recovery rack, put it in the walk-in, and let it cool down gradually.
Strange.
If they want me to really point out something like that. It's like I don't get it. Because I've seen them make the chili in the tilt, I think is what it's called. Big ass fucking cooking thing, I don't know.
Right.
And I've seen them make it, and they put it in the 2-inch pans, and they put it in cooler recovery rack. They put it on one of the speed racks, and put it in the walk-in. And I'm like, there's no way that thick-ass chili is getting down into the safe zone within an hour. Well, in
Do
an
they
hour.
put it? Do y'all ever ice anything? Like put it in an ice bath to cool it down?
They do that. They do that with like noodles. I've never seen them do that with chili, where they put ice in it. And then I don't think I've seen them do it with Tony.
Tony?
Yeah, I've never seen them do it with the gumbo that they make, because gumbo is technically a thick-ass soup.
Right.
Because it says that it depends on the thickness of the soup. Chili's one of them. I'm pretty sure gumbo is probably one of them because of all the ingredients that goes into it and how long that they have to cook it. It has to be cooled down within an hour. Otherwise, it's not supposed to be served in a restaurant environment, and it should be thrown out. That's exactly what it says. And it's like, I really don't want to turn it into a fucking big-ass fucking debate.
It's
like,
not one. Yeah, there's the right way to do things and there's the wrong way. So.
Yeah, it's like it's another reason why that I'm gonna bring up tomorrow morning that I shouldn't probably be in charge of my own station right now. It's like I can be someone's partner and fucking start learning from somebody that, you know, has way more experience than I do, because as far as I know, I'm the only person in the kitchen that has like 4 months of experience. Everyone else has like a couple years or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. And it's like you guys are expecting me to remember all this and fucking keep up and...
Man, I mean, yeah, and just hearing that too, I feel like everyone should, you know, everyone should be checking each other. It shouldn't be this hostile environment if y'all are, you know,
everyone
trying to
pretty
work
much
together.
gets
But
along, and like if someone did watch, like they literally watched me pick up the pan and take it into the walk-in, and nobody stopped me.
Well, that's a little different, you know.
Yeah. Like if I have seen somebody doing something that I feel like they shouldn't have done, that they shouldn't be doing, I'll say something.
Man, I completely agree.
Yeah.
I think it's really dumb when, you know, instead of having this open mind about people, you know, people approach the situation as if this thing that has happened defines this human being. This one thing that happens defines the entire, you know, situation. And I just don't think it's the case. So when I hear that they're being irresponsible with the fucking training, and then they're getting, in my opinion, I mean, I guess I don't know how much food y'all are making, how much, you know, what the hell's going on there, but like,
no, it's there's certain things that I do spot back there. Like I see somebody using tongs to take raw chicken out of the fucking big ass Cambro and put it on the grill, and they're still using those same tongs to cook with the fucking cook with the chicken. And I'm like, shouldn't you be using 2 different types of tongs?
yes, good shit. See, like, this is what I'm saying, like, you know, it's I feel like it's way different if it's way different if you've been told what you're doing and then, you know, you do the wrong thing, but it's just not the case.
You know, no matter what you're doing in the kitchen, you should always have fucking gloves on, right?
Well, I don't necessarily agree with that, because I think if you wash your hands with soap and water really well, like, I think that's, you know, what you need to do. If people are watching you cook, maybe that's a little different. And I know a lot of places don't even, you know, teeter around with that. But, you know, prep, you don't need to wear gloves if you wash your hands.
So to give you a heads up, I
I need to
might be
wear
getting let
gloves.
go tomorrow. I fucked up in a big way. Fucking at the end of the
I
day.
don't think you're gonna get let
Oh,
go,
you have no
dude.
idea, Juice Man. There's like this boss has had it out for me for a while. But one second. I'm gonna tell Patrick.
Okay. I would be so fucking amazed. That would be so stupid. I mean, I guess I don't know if Wacko, you've done other things, but man, that would be so stupid if you got let go for that. Getting a chance to fucking train someone and instead you fucking get mad at them.
You and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this field and on the stat sheet as well.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
But they certainly haven't been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They don't give it. Here it is, running back. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And to give this time to the tailback.
No, don't tell me he got it.
Very close to a 1st down, but I see the close
Fuck yeah.
3, and that means 4th
Are they gonna go for it? No, they're not.
call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible.
Was it against that Mbopper feller?
I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say put the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
Ah.
Call it 13 yards. And the Raiders will take
Yeah, no. Sometimes you just gotta hang your hat.
on 1st and 10. Houston.
Dang.
Rush is going to get there. Down he goes.
That's kind of silly, you guys. Come on.
So they come out of the locker room trailing, but plays like that, they won't be trailing much longer. Defense really starting out well this 2nd half.
Yeah, they really had to jumpstart things a little bit. They really struggled in the first half trying to slow them down. But now they had a plan, made that adjustment that we always talk about, and it worked very well on that play.
And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. You know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, don't fumble the football.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And taking it.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become a position because it's a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown grab as his guys continue to pour it on. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that's the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Charger offense making their way back out there. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Price. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves them with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up.
You know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, and effectively take the spirit away from another team. If they drive and will to come back
I'm back.
and win, can be taken with another score.
Yeah, and explained to him the whole story and everything. Cause like me, I am a little scared that I'm gonna be fucking let go tomorrow.
I don't blame you.
Yeah,
I would be worried too,
but like it's like he is like me and him are talking about it and freaking he does get my reasoning behind I shouldn't be on my own station. I should be learning under somebody and getting the hang of the ropes instead of being thrown into the fire. And expecting-
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like if he's really worried about that one thing at Tomato Soup being like that, throw it away. It's like I see that there's like 4 other fucking giant Cambros of fucking Tomato Soup in the walk-in. And like, it's Tomato Soup, why are you getting mad over fucking tomato? Well, like, I understand it could have been a health hazard, but with the rate that it was cooling down, it probably would have been fine anyways. I don't know. I'm trying not to think about it because all it's just doing is stressing me out.
Well, I'll say this. You know, you have a chance, like, you have something to say in that, you know,
Well, like
if they're now asking you for training after you make a mistake, they're doing the steps. They're doing the steps wrong. But also, there's something to be said that you didn't, you know, tell them what you were thinking. To explain to them what you're thinking, you know, that's all you can really do. If they're gonna judge you super harshly, I feel like that would be the wrong move.
Yeah.
As a leader in the kitchen, I feel like that would be the wrong move.
They see how hard I work and how hard I want to fucking do better, but if I'm gonna keep getting nagged on like this, especially by somebody who's is my boss, but he's not my boss because technically there's an AM boss and there's a PM boss. He's the PM boss. And he gets on me about like fucking everything. And it's not the AM boss hitting me up that's supposed to be my main boss. And I'm like, why the fuck is this guy fucking getting on me about everything? It's like, you're the PM dude. Worry about PM shit. And it's like, you're gonna be the reason why that fucking, not only I leave, but I'm not the only one that's fucking fed up with his fucking attitude towards shit in the kitchen.
Right. Well, especially if you're not the only one. Like,
Yeah.
that's some real shit, man.
It's and especially the text messages that he just sent me. I could easily send that to fucking HR and be like, this is how he's fucking talking to me and fucking handling the situation.
Damn, dude.
But like, I don't want to be a fucked up person like that, especially since I have little experience. Yeah, that is very true, especially since you're supposed to be a fucking manager. Because the first time a couple months ago, when he was like having this attitude towards me, I went to the main head chef and fucking talked to him about it. and then like it got better for like maybe a month, and I was like going back into his old ways again, and it's like, dude, you need to either be the right manager or fucking like go somewhere where someone's gonna fucking
Alright,
put up
I'll
with
be.
your attitude every day. But yeah, there's many other things that I definitely can be doing there, and I brought this up to him of like different stuff that I could start off doing, but they want me to stay on this station and fucking keep seeing me struggle. At least that's how I'm seeing it. Because they just hired, well, it was two new people, but one person didn't work out because of his fucking nasty ass attitude. Um, the other guy they sent over to Bowls and Buns for helping out with like fucking Bowls and Buns stuff. And then I think there's another new hire coming, but I don't know for sure. I don't know. I don't know why we need fucking uh, hot deli sandwiches. I don't know. It's a fucking deli. It needs to be fucking. They need to be able to make sandwiches and wraps and shit out at deli. I shouldn't be making sandwiches in the back. It's fucking. I don't know. I fucking hate it. I feel like I'm working back at fucking Subway again making sandwiches. And it's not that I don't care about my job. I always put passion into my job, but sandwiches. Who can get passionate about fucking sandwiches? I can't. I'm putting together a sandwich. I'm like, eh. Like I'm making Philly cheesesteaks and turkey pesto sandwiches. Yeah, fucking Philly cheesesteak, pastrami, green and red bell peppers with onion saute mix and mozzarella cheese. How the hell am I supposed to get excited about that?
Oh, I mean, definitely don't gotta get excited about it, but it's just like,
Yeah,
it's something else to be said that you can get confident about it,
yeah.
but I think that comes from proper training and proper guidance, and if someone's being an asshole in the kitchen and, you're working with someone else who's not even, you know, the
And they
person who's
want,
reprimanding you about this, then, I don't know, dude, it's just like, come on now.
and they're expecting somebody with less experience to do, let's see, it's supposed to be 240 sandwiches, no, 200 sandwiches for our main campus, another 20 sandwiches each for the second campus, and then once that's all done, another 200, and so basically 440 sandwiches a day to somebody that has no experience. It's like, you know how long it takes me just to fucking do 100 sandwiches?
I mean,
And still,
yeah, uh,
I know, I'm telling you, the standards are fucking high.
well, it seems like they're the priorities are a little misaligned.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, like honestly, I think East Campus should just have food brought into them every day instead of us making fucking shit for them. I'm like, I don't care about another campus. I'm more focused on fucking what I need to make for the main campus. And the thing is, T-Mobile workers have an hour lunch break, and they could easily come over to the main campus that's only a 5-minute drive and eat food at our campus. I'm just saying. Because on one side of the highway, you got the main campus, there's 5 buildings. And then directly on the other side of the highway, which is a 5-minute drive, is the other campus that I think is 3 buildings with a small cafeteria for people to eat there so they don't gotta leave. And I'm like, why don't they just get rid of the fucking cafeteria over there or just turn it into a lunch zone? And then people can come and get their food over at the main campus, too. I've been wrapping my head around this for fucking hella long, and I'm like, This makes no sense. It's like a little bit of food from each kiosk gets sent over to the other campus every day for the other campus to have food. And I'm like, why don't they just come over to the main campus that's only a 5-minute drive out of their hour lunch break? And they all don't take lunch all at the same time. It's just weird. Weird how they have the service going.
Max productivity.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then also for deli, they want me to be able to do my own prep work by myself too, on top of making all the sandwiches. So that's where they want me to get, to be able to make all the sandwiches by myself and do my prep work within an 8-hour period. They said that I can stay past my 8 hours and work longer, but I'm like, I'm not being trained to be in a fucking management position.
Yeah, really.
It's like I don't work past 8 hours. I'm an 8-hour worker unless you guys want to train me to be in some kind of leadership position. And I think they thought I would be a good worker because out front, I can handle a kiosk pretty much by myself. And I was fast as shit. But, you can't, no experience to out front guest service experience is 12 years.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know. I think that they had high hopes for me to go into the back and just kill it in the back, and yeah. It's weird. Very, very weird. And when they did the restructure of the walk-in, they decided that deli didn't need any shelves to store and keep my shit. They gave all the other kiosks the whole fucking walk-in. I don't know. I'm gonna see what happens tomorrow. If the worst comes to worst, I'll be on my tablet all day tomorrow, fucking looking for a job. But I know the grocery store across the street is hiring, so I might just, if the worst happens, then I'll just walk into the grocery store and talk to the manager. And yeah, it's
Yep.
like I'd have my job right across the street. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, that Albertsons, it has a lot in there. Tony, that's my shorts. Mine. I don't know. Hey, you little shit. Alright, you know what I'm gonna do, what I thought I'd never do? I'll go download Fortnite. I need something to fuck around with until fucking... Well, like, I gotta wait for it to download. I don't know how big of a fucking file this is. It's PS5, but still, depending on how big the PS5 is.
Yo, Wacko, have you,
I've never played Fortnite.
Oh, no,
Ever.
I was gonna...
Oh,
I was gonna ask, are you smoking at night these days?
I'll smoke at night from time to time. Usually at night is when I like to get a lot of my thinking done.
Oh, there you go, okay.
And I can't think too much when I'm ripped as shit. And also when I learn something new, I don't want to forget it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh, no, it's not going to take that long to download. I think it says like at most 10 minutes. Patrick's going to be like, you downloaded Fortnite? You were so against it.
It's pretty fun,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah, hearing Patrick brag about it is giving me
He's bragging? What
inspiration.
is he bragging?
He says that it's really fun now. He's even been
Oh.
playing it a lot without you guys being on. I feel you. I feel you. We'll see. Well, he was playing with randoms, I think. I think it was yesterday he was playing with randoms and he got fucking 13 kills.
Yeah, dude, he rips in that game from time to time. Sometimes we do some stupid shit, but like the
Mm-hmm.
last like 3 times we've played, we've won at least one game. We've only probably
Okay.
played 3 max as well.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that was nice. It's fun. The first time I ever played that game, I got 3 wins in a row with Claude actually and Paulo.
Right.
And it was fun. Eating? Who's eating your ass?